Alright, so today we were talking about something that I didn't even know was actually a thing that people actually complained about with the Resident Evil 3 remake. So anyone who knows anything about the Resident Evil community, it's a lot of people don't like RE3 remake for their own reasons, and I have my own reasons as to why I don't think it's as good as others. I still think it's enjoyable to play, every now and again, but it's not a game I highly rate in terms of the quality of it. But regardless, that's not the topic of the video. The topic of the video is people didn't like what they did with Jill in the remake, and there's a few reasons and a few kind of things people mentioned specifically with the character. So I guess I kind of want to go over that now and discuss that, it's probably going to be how she's going to be for the future, as well as this game, because of how the remakes work nowadays. But yeah, let's just dive into it, kind of give my own thoughts on it, and yeah, it's a wild one. So I was kind of doing some digging, some looking around, kind of just looking at what people were saying at the time, about any kind of topic. And I came across Jill, and people don't like remake Jill for a few reasons. One, she's mean, apparently, which is something. She swears too much, and the whole design of the character's face and stuff. But I think that's just a personal thing. I quite like the visual design of Jill in the remake. But anyway, so we're going to talk about what people have said and how it's not exactly fair to just kind of dig at this game with that. So first of all, the main thing to keep in mind is, especially with the 2 and the 3 and the 4 remake, is they are all made a bit more gritty, okay? Whether that's the tone and the characters and the storyline, it's changed enough for it to be a bit darker than the originals. With the first game, that's pretty much a 1-for-1 with additions, and it's very similar. But with the 2, 3, and 4, it's quite different. And if you didn't know, a lot of what the remake is doing is rewriting the story for the mainline entries, which is why a lot of people kind of assume that 5 is next, because they're rewriting the storyline. It could be Code Veronica, and again, that does make sense to be one of the next ones. But yeah, they're rewriting the story, and they're redoing the characters. And again, I think they're making them more gritty and grounded and stuff like that. And this is why I kind of come to Jill and Leon specifically for, why their characters have changed drastically. So look at Jill in RE1, goes to the mansion, experiences some pretty traumatic stuff, and watches people die because someone in their team who she thought was, close and a friend, just kind of turned his back on all of them and betrayed them. So trust issues throughout the gate, and a bit of PTSD maybe because of what happened. You can clearly tell that's the case from the very first thing that happens in the remake, where she has a nightmare about turning into a zombie. So it's clearly had an effect, right? Same thing with Leon, goes to RPD, first day on the job, zombies everywhere, people are dying, not a good start, and he uncovers this big conspiracy around the whole city and has to kind of get out of there, and he can't save people. That's his job. He couldn't save anybody, he had to just leave. And again, quite dramatic, and it's kind of made him this grizzled veteran who is probably still suffering from PTSD, which again is mentioned in the remake. He can't stop thinking about it and stuff like that. It is a thing that has had a toll. And it just comes down to a bit of common sense. If you were a police officer like Jill, and you went to a mansion full of zombies and your team betrayed you, why would you be nice to people at this point? It's happening again around you on the spot. There's umbrella guys, which are the bad guys, helping you out, and that's already kind of sketch, probably from her perspective. So it just kind of begs the question, why wouldn't you act like that? You're working with the enemy, which is obviously not the case with Carlos. He's obviously a good guy, and he doesn't really know what's going on, but regardless, you have that first initial instinct that you're the bad guy. Why should I kind of be nice to you, or kind of, trust what you're saying? And again, PTSD trauma from the first game, it's going to make you act different, and I think that's one thing people really misunderstood with the remake. It really did show the side effects of the first game. Yeah, and it's the same with Resident Evil 4. If you play Resident Evil 4 Remake, you'll know that it's mentioned a few times throughout that game, and you can see it's had a toll on him. So, it's a big thing for the character's development, and I think it's a good thing for the 3 Remake and the 4 Remake to do that. So, in terms of them being assholes, it's probably justified for the most part, to be honest. Now, the second point was the swearing. This one kind of blew my mind a little bit that people are complaining that she swears too much. Have you played any of the remakes, by the way? Like, not 1, again, because it's kind of just a 1-for-1 of the original. But if you played 2, 3, and 4, have you heard how many times I swear? Have you ever aimed at a zombie as Leon, or Claire for that matter, and have like shot a zombie, watched them get back up again, aimed at them again, and heard how many times they swear over and over again? Especially in cutscenes, I don't think, from what I can recall, I don't think Leon swears in dialogue, the general dialogue and the cutscenes as much as Claire, but they both swear quite a lot. And RE4, Leon swears again, and it's just a thing that they say, okay? Like, yes, it's not present in the original games as much. I don't think Leon really swears, really, in the original 4. And from my understanding and my memory of playing the original 2 and 3, I don't think those characters swear as much either. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 every now and again, but yes, it's not as much as in the remakes. But again, you've got to appreciate the fact they are changing the tone of the games completely with the remakes. They are darker, they are grittier, so obviously the characters are going to be a bit more grizzled and darker and a bit more serious about what's going on. And it makes sense with the remakes. It's making me laugh thinking about it now, but I guarantee you, whether it's Code Veronica or if it's 5, you're going to hear Chris swear. You're going to hear Claire swear more. Or Steve swear more. Or Sheva swear. It's going to happen in those games because it has happened in every remake. And I don't think that should degrade a character in any way. I mean, at the end of the day, Jill's a cop. And if you've seen any kind of cop show, any kind of movie around the police, and it's like an adult-rated kind of TV show or movie, they all swear all the time. It's part of the character's role, and it's natural to them, and I don't think it should be taken any more personally than that, really. And this hasn't been me kind of bashing people who just don't like this remake. I do think, again, from what I said at the start, a lot of this complaining does go more towards this game than the other ones, because this one just has a lot of bad rap anyway, so I think people just try and pile on. And to be honest, I know a lot of people out there that do like this game and do enjoy it way more than people think, and that's okay. You know, if you like 3 as a remake, at least, good for you. I hope you get more enjoyment out of it and you find more reasons to play it, and that, you know, no one kind of changes that. But I think this game just has the biggest, loudest negativity about it. And yes, it's short, yes, there's stuff being cut out, and yes, that does make it a less enjoyable game compared to the 2 remake and the original 3 and any other remake we have, and any other mainline game for that matter. But it's still a fun experience just to go through every now and again. I still jump on and play every now and again, and I don't dislike this version of Jill. I think it's pretty good, actually. I'm more interested to see what they do with a 5 remake with the character than this one. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. That's kind of my thoughts on the whole topic of Jill in the 3 remake. Let me know what you think of the character. Do you think it's a positive change? Do you think they should have toned it down a little bit or changed it in any way? What do you think they're going to do with the character in 5? Do let me know. And yeah, as always guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you are new for more Resident Evil content. And I'll catch you in the next one.